How's it going, everyone? Hope everyone's having a good night. Sorry for missing, I think like 2 uploads. It feels like it's been that I've missed, and I've just kind of fallen off because I'm trying to focus on getting back into the gym and getting into my routine. Long story short, I hurt my neck a couple weeks ago, and um, I wasn't going to the gym as frequently or at all for like a week, and then it was like a week and a half, and then I was like, okay, I have to get back into the gym. It's really affecting me. So anyways, in this video, I wanted to talk about um, temptation. Uh, and temptation is like a form of spiritual warfare where we have to go to battle with these things, and we have to really fight it. Um, in this, more so, I think, will be a video about me, um, and kind of like a story time, I guess. So, I think ultimately the things that have uh, affected my life the most, um, in recent years and in the past, was lust. Um, Being tempted by the internet or actual women, um, and and there are other things too, alcohol, um, you know, drug use, these things that I thought were going to make me feel so good about myself and about whatever situation I was facing at the time. It never panned out. Um, like none of those things ever were like these long lasting sensations that carried me through more than however long they carried me through, whether it was um, an hour, 15 minutes, a day, a couple days. Like none of it ever like helped me in my life. It was nothing but a detriment, all these things, even gambling. Uh, that was a big one. Um, you know, I and I wasn't holding myself accountable. I thought that um, me feeling guilty and shameful about what I was doing uh, was going to make me feel better, or at least help not make me feel better, but help make me change. I was gonna do better because I've been doing this thing over and over and over again, and hasn't got better. Uh, and I hope hopefully this video speaks to you guys, because man, it hits me right here in the heart, because I've really messed up in the past, and I allowed temptation to control my life, and ultimately really screw it up. Uh, I was in a very serious relationship. I would say 2 long-term relationships, where one was almost 4 years and one was 3 years. Uh, you know, both girls, I kind of thought that, I was going to marry them, or live a long life with them at least. And it didn't happen because I was letting temptation control my life. Uh, and if it wasn't lust that I was chasing, it was alcohol or drug use. And I thought that it would just get better, that these feelings of my loneliness or these grandiose things that um, you think up in your head that are going to make you a different person or that are going to change your life. And that's the thing about the devil, man. He's a liar. He loves to put things in your mind, whisper sweet nothings into your ear, and tell you, oh, just do this. You've done it before. It's going to make you feel good. It's going to make you feel real good, Patrick. No, I never did. Never did. All I felt afterwards was more guilt and more shame and more separation and from God and from the people that I loved here on this earth, the two girlfriends that I had, not at the same time, but that'd be weird. But in each relationship, I always felt separated by that. I always felt like, that it would be okay. And it ended up destroying both of those relationships because I didn't have a handle on it. I didn't, and I don't want to say I didn't love myself enough, but I mean, really, I didn't. I didn't care about my situation. I didn't care about what my choices would, like, where they would take me. It didn't matter. It just mattered what was so important right then. And, at the time, I feel like a lot of us, we think that, no, just this is the last time. This is the last time. Literal thoughts of insanity, of going, this is going to get better. This is going to be okay. I'm okay. I'm fine. I've been doing this for 3 or 4 years. It's going to get better. It never did. It never did. And, the things that happen in my life, they happen for a reason. They taught me a lot. Things that I would never do now, I definitely have learned from those mistakes that I've made. And that's what I want you guys to do. Listen to me, and I'm not the only person who could probably tell you this, but don't make the decisions or the choices that I made. Okay? Don't let your sin control your life. Don't let temptation steer you away from what your purpose is. Don't let it ruin you. Cut it out. If you have an addiction to something, talk to someone about it. Seek professional help. Go to God. Pray about it. Get in the scriptures. You have to do it, or you're going to maybe not do the same things that I did, but, you could just be the start of a downward spiral that takes you where you really don't want to go, man. You really don't want to go there. Me, I essentially lost everything. And that changed me as a person, and not for the better when I did kind of lose everything, my wealth, my girlfriends, a lot of possessions. And it's not like that they were important, but I, lost a lot of things in life. friendships, all because I let temptation control my life. I let it dictate my choices. Like I said, I lost so much. Like, so much. You guys have no idea. I see these memes a lot where, or at least comments on certain videos that I might see, or a short that pops up, and it talks about basically saying, like, when you've had someone in your life, particularly a woman, who cares so much about you, who was working so hard, giving so much up of themselves to make it work because they cared about you. I had that. Had that twice in my life. I lost it. And sometimes I worry that I may never get that back, and I try not to worry about that. But, I hurt the people that I loved very much. Like I said, I lost friends along the way because I let my sin destroy who I was and caused me to alienate myself from people that I wanted to be around or wanted to be around me, So, listen to me, fellas or gals. Turn away from that stuff. Literally cut that out of yourself. There's a video where Tom Hardy's talking about when he met the famous inmate in the UK, Charles Bronson. And I'll try and make this short, but basically, they're talking on the phone, having small talk. Tom's trying to figure out, who this guy is for this role that he's going to portray him in this movie called Bronson. And Tom is asked by Charlie, he goes, "Hey, how you doing?" And Tom's very honest, like, I feel like when guys ask each other things, like, we can be honest, we're not really judged. Like, a lot of us go through the same things, and so we can be there for each other. And I'm saying, be there for your friends. So anyways, Tom goes, I kind of going through a hard time, I going through a breakup, and I'm just feeling really down and depressed, and it just sucks, man. And paraphrasing, by the way. And Charles Bronson goes, "Yeah, and I guess there were some floods in the United Kingdom somewhere. I'm not sure where, but somewhere." But he goes, "Hey, do you remember the floods?" And Tom goes like, "Yeah, I remember. I remember the floods." And he goes, "You remember that guy that got his leg caught in like a grate or something? Basically, he was stuck, and the water was coming up, and they couldn't get to him, or I think they did, but they couldn't like pull him out. I think he drowned." And he goes, "Well, you remember that fella?" He goes, "Yeah, I do." He goes, "His leg was stuck," and he goes, "I would have told him cut it off." Charlie goes, I would have told him cut my leg off so that I can live. And there's a verse where it talks about the Bible, Matthew 5:27-30, particularly referring to lust. Tear your eye out, throw it away. Cut your right hand off if it causes you to sin. It's better that you lose one of your members than your whole body to be thrown into hell. And this is what I'm telling you guys. cut that temptation out of your life. Whether it's alcohol, throw it away, pour it down the drain. If it's drugs, flush it down the toilet. Delete your dealer's number. Don't hang out with people that are doing this kind of thing. Surround yourself with people who want you to do better, who want to see you succeed, who don't want to see you suffer. It's a blessing to suffer, but not in that way. You know, we don't want to suffer from things that we can not suffer from if we don't have to. You know, if we have the choice, let's not make these choices. But yeah, run from sin. Hate it. Cut it out. You know, go to God. Don't be left to your own devices, because if you are on that path of insanity, you will keep going down that path unless you really want to change. So hopefully that makes sense. This video went a little long. I think it kind of touched on one thing and then went another and then kind of went down a deep end. So, but seriously, I hope this video helps you guys. Sorry, it's late. I'm tired. Yeah. Stay strong, guys. You can do it. God doesn't want you to suffer in these ways, so have a good night.